A viewer asked me for some help. He took a Nintendo Switch to a repair shop because it didn't work on a docking station, aka displayed to the TV. When he got the Nintendo Switch back from the shop, he confirmed to me that it in fact had no power at all. Don't know what they had done to the device, but they had made it from bad to extremely worse. They did, however, give the customer a full refund. After receiving the Switch, I could see that it was as bent as a banana. Something wasn't adding up, and I don't know whether it was bent before it went to the shop or the shop done the bending. The charging port itself was just not soldered on correctly, so I knew this is one place where I needed to start. You'll have to bear with me because I need to explain the context of this before we go into the details of this video. P13 USB, which is the chip responsible for displaying the image to a monitor externally, had bridges everywhere and was completely shorted out. The video chip specifically wasn't sat flat to the board either because of the bend in the board. After changing that, we got the full draw, however, it still wouldn't turn on. I then decided to push down on the APU with my thumb, as because the board was bent, I had a feeling that there might have been some cracked solder balls underneath the APU which weren't connecting properly, and that was what was causing it to not work. Subsequently, we were right, which told me that I'm probably going to have to reball this APU, put it back onto the motherboard and see if that works. To which I did exactly that. After sorting out the APU, lo and behold, it turned on. So I thought it'd be best to change the charging port now so we can call this job lovely jubbly. I think personally, because of how bent the board was, there were internal layers of that board that were damaged, meaning that no matter what we did to that board, it wasn't going to work. If I try and bend it back, most probably those layers are going to snap completely, and I'm never going to be able to find exactly what layer is broken. So we had a bunch of intermittent issues. I decided at that point to call it there, contact this customer who had submitted it for a free repair, and just confirm with them that unfortunately I wasn't able to fix it, which hurts. I then had a few people ask me, Joey, why don't you transfer the APU onto another donor board? And this would require a lot of expertise and a lot of work. Plus, I've never done it before. And this right here is exactly how it went down. Firstly, I had to sort through a pile of donor Nintendo Switch boards that I have and try to find one that was going to be suffice enough for this transfer of the APU. Eventually, I found a successful donor that was just missing a few things. Turn on all my gizmos. Here we go. See that? That is now dried solder paste. Let's do this. Shall I just YOLO 300, see how it goes? I think it actually looks okay. All balls look the same size though. I know there's a couple missing. So there's one on this left-hand side and one on the right. I mean, I think that was pretty clean, considering that all I have to do is put two balls on, when if I go to like do actual balls manually, it takes me ages.